When you think of the word wealth, what pops into your head? For most of us, it's the stuff we see online. Flashy cars, sprawling mansions, and champagne-fueled parties. It feels like a game of who can be the loudest and the most seen. But what if I told you that the truly wealthy, the old money families who've held fortunes for generations, would find all that, well, embarrassing? They live by a different, unspoken code. A set of rules that prizes silence over shouting and substance over spectacle. So what are the subtle, almost invisible habits they practice daily that keep them quietly ahead of everyone else? Now, what we're about to explore isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It's the opposite. It's a philosophy of wealth that's patient, disciplined, and designed to last not just a lifetime, but for centuries. There's a well-known principle in wealth management that fortunes often vanish with shocking speed. Some studies suggest that 70% of wealthy families lose their wealth by the second generation, and 90% lose it by the third. This means the families we think of as old money, the Rockefellers in America or the Rothschilds in Europe, aren't just rich, they're statistical anomalies. They've cracked a code that others haven't. This code isn't just about money, it's a culture. It's a collection of attitudes and behaviors that quietly compound over time, creating a fortress of stability. While new money shouts its arrival, old money whispers its permanence. It's the difference between a firework and a star. One is a brilliant, fleeting explosion. The other is a constant, quiet source of light that has burned for ages and will continue to burn long after we're gone. Today, we're peeking into this private world to deconstruct the 15 quiet habits that form the bedrock of generational wealth. These aren't just financial tips, they are principles for living. And the most powerful part? Anyone can start adopting them. You don't need a trust fund to begin. You just need to understand the rules. Habit number 1. They practice radical discretion. The first, and maybe the most important habit of old money, is an almost fanatical devotion to privacy. While the modern world screams, if you've got it, flaunt it, the old money code is the exact opposite. If it's real, it doesn't need to shout. This isn't about being snobby, it's a deeply ingrained survival strategy. They know that flashy displays of wealth attract the wrong kind of attention. It invites envy, requests for money, and risk. Think about it. New money might build a mansion on the most prominent hill in town, with a gate showcasing their initials in wrought iron. Old money might own an even larger estate, but it's tucked away down a long, unmarked gravel road, hidden by a century-old grove of trees. One is a statement, the other is a sanctuary. This discretion touches every part of their lives. They rarely discuss money, price, or salary. To do so is considered tacky, a major social foul. If someone compliments an item they own, a new money response might be, "Thanks, it's a Patek Philippe, it cost a fortune." The old money response is a simple, warm, "Thank you, I'm so glad you like it." Then they gracefully steer the conversation to another topic. They don't name-drop brands or talk about their vacations as status symbols. Instead, they might discuss a fascinating book they've read or an art exhibit they found moving. The focus is on enriching the mind, not stroking the ego. This stealth wealth is all about maintaining control. By keeping their finances private, they ensure their relationships are genuine, built on shared values, not on their net worth. They want to be liked for who they are, not for what they have. Habit number 2. They invest in quality, not labels. There's a huge difference between cost and value, and old money understands this instinctively. Their buying philosophy is simple: buy less, but choose well. This shows up as a commitment to quality, craftsmanship, and timeless style over fleeting trends and loud logos. Someone with a new money mindset might buy a trendy, logo-covered designer coat that will be out of style next season. It's a purchase driven by the need for instant social validation. The old money approach: invest in a classic, perfectly tailored overcoat from a heritage brand, maybe even custom-made. It has no obvious logos, but the quality of the fabric and the cut are unmistakable to those who know. They expect to wear that coat for decades and then pass it down. This isn't about being cheap, it's about being smart. They see their possessions as investments. Before any big purchase, they ask, will this hold its value in 10 years? A trendy handbag won't. A classic watch, a piece of fine art, or a handmade leather briefcase will. They're not consumers. They're more like caretakers of quality. You see this in their cars, too. While a social media star might lease a new Lamborghini every year, old money is more likely to drive a 10-year-old Range Rover or a vintage Mercedes, both kept in perfect condition. The car is a tool for reliable transport, not a prop for their public image. This focus on lasting quality over temporary prestige is a core mindset that prioritizes long-term satisfaction over the short-lived thrill of a new buy. Habit number 3. They live drastically below their means. This might sound like a cliché, but the way old money does this is deeper than just being frugal. It's not about clipping coupons, it's a total rejection of lifestyle inflation. Most people, when they get a raise, immediately upgrade their life. Bigger house, fancier car. The wealthy know this is a trap that keeps you on a treadmill of earning and spending. Instead, they keep a consistent, often surprisingly modest lifestyle, no matter how much their net worth grows. This discipline allows them to do something far more powerful than spend. Invest. Money that isn't spent on a depreciating luxury car could be put into an asset that generates more money. They get the opportunity cost of every dollar. This isn't about depriving themselves, but about buying something much greater: freedom and security. By keeping their expenses low, they build a fortress of capital. They're insulated from job losses, market downturns, or recessions. Their peace of mind doesn't depend on a monthly paycheck. While someone trying to look rich is often one bad month away from financial ruin, the quietly wealthy have a buffer that can last for generations. They see money not as a tool for spending, but as a tool for creating options. The goal isn't to buy more things, but to have the power to say no to a job they don't love, a business deal that feels wrong, or any situation that makes them feel powerless. This quiet financial independence is the ultimate luxury, and it's paid for with the currency of discipline. Habit number 4. They cultivate intellectual capital. For the generational wealthy, a well-stocked library is way more impressive than a garage full of supercars. They get a powerful secret. Financial capital is fragile, but intellectual capital is permanent. A fortune can be lost in a market crash, but knowledge and critical thinking skills can never be taken away. That's why their commitment to education is a lifelong pursuit, not just something that ends with a college degree. This goes way beyond formal schooling. Old money families immerse themselves in a world of cultural enrichment. They are voracious readers of history, biographies, and classic literature. They study art, attend the theater, and learn multiple languages. These aren't just hobbies, they're deliberate investments in themselves. This curiosity pays off in a few key ways. First, it makes them more interesting and adaptable people, able to hold conversations on a wide range of topics. This builds stronger social connections based on ideas, not just money. Second, it gives them a deep well of historical context. Someone who has studied the rise and fall of empires is less likely to be rattled by a short-term market dip. They think in decades and centuries, not in quarterly reports. Ultimately, they see personal growth as the highest form of wealth. While new money might focus on the next promotion or the next million, old money focuses on internal development. They invest in themselves through education and experiences, knowing that a well-honed mind is the most powerful wealth creation tool of all. Habit number 5. They view wealth as stewardship, not ownership. This is a subtle but profound mindset shift that explains so much. They don't really see the family fortune as their money. Instead, they see themselves as temporary caretakers or stewards with a sacred duty to preserve and grow the assets for future generations. This changes everything. When you feel you own something, you feel you have the right to spend it however you want. When you see yourself as a steward, your main job becomes protection and long-term growth. This is the antidote to the third-generation curse, where the grandchildren who grew up with everything squander the fortune. Old money families fight this by teaching responsibility from a young age. Kids aren't just pampered, they're prepared. Allowances might be framed as stewardship funds, where they learn to divide money into buckets for spending, saving, investing, and charity. They're often included in the realities of the family business, not shielded from it. By the time they are adults, they understand that wealth is something to be managed responsibly, not just enjoyed. This stewardship mindset also explains their long-term perspective. Their investment horizon isn't 5 years, it's 50 or 100. They make decisions based on the potential impact on their great-grandchildren. This leads them to create structures like multi-generational trusts and family foundations. These legal frameworks are the practical expression of a core value. The family's legacy is more important than any one person's desires. They aren't just building wealth, they're building a dynasty. Habit number 6. They master social and emotional graces. In the world of old money, good manners aren't just a quaint tradition. They're a form of social currency. Poise, tact, and etiquette are non-negotiable skills because they show respect and create social harmony. They know that how you make people feel is far more memorable than how much money you have. This is about more than knowing which fork to use. It's about emotional intelligence. For instance, if someone spills a drink at a dinner party, an insecure host might get visibly annoyed, making the guest feel awful. The old money response is to immediately downplay it with grace and humor, putting the guest at ease and saving their dignity. They never correct someone in public. The goal is always to make others feel comfortable, not to prove their own superiority. They are also excellent listeners. They make eye contact and put their phones away, giving the person they're with their full, undivided attention. In an age of constant distraction, this simple act of focus is a powerful sign of respect. They also stick to timeless traditions that build connection. They send handwritten thank you notes for gifts or hospitality. This small gesture shows a level of thoughtfulness that a text just can't match. They understand that these small, refined acts are the glue that holds powerful networks together, built on mutual respect and genuine consideration.
Habit number 7. They prioritize health as their primary asset. The old money class gets a fundamental truth that many of us forget. The greatest wealth is health. What's the point of $1 billion if you don't have the energy to enjoy it? They treat their bodies as the most critical and irreplaceable asset they will ever manage. This isn't about chasing fad diets or extreme workouts. It's about a consistent and disciplined approach to well-being. Their daily routines are often built around non-negotiable health habits like eating nutritious food, getting regular exercise, and protecting their sleep. They invest heavily in preventative care. They have the best doctors and trainers, not just to treat illness, but to optimize their physical and mental performance. They know a sharp mind and a healthy body are the engine that drives everything else. They also tend to engage in sports that promote lifelong fitness and social connection, like tennis, golf, sailing, or horseback riding. These aren't just pastimes, they are traditions that combine physical activity, mental strategy, and community. By maintaining their well-being, they extend the number of years they can live an active, vibrant life. This allows them to continue leading their families and managing their wealth effectively into their later years, ensuring a stable transfer of leadership and knowledge. They know that a healthy patriarch or matriarch is a stabilizing force for the entire family. If you're finding these insights valuable, take a moment to subscribe. We go deep into the mindset and strategies of wealth every week, and we'd love to have you as part of the community. Now, let's get back to the habits. Habit number 8. They cultivate multiple, resilient income streams. There's an old money attitude that goes something like this. You have one source of income? That's adorable. They see depending on a single income stream, even a high one, as unacceptably risky. A job can be lost. A business can fail. True financial security comes from diversifying your cash flow. The goal isn't just to get a good job, it's to build a system of income-generating assets layered over time. Common examples include real estate, owning income-producing properties from commercial buildings to apartments, dividend-paying stocks, a portfolio of blue-chip stocks that provides regular income, business ownership, equity in multiple businesses across different industries so a downturn in one sector isn't a catastrophe, royalties, income from intellectual property, patents, or mineral rights, and bonds and fixed income, a stable, lower-risk portion of their wealth that generates reliable income. The real magic is that these streams are often passive or semi-passive. Their money works for them around the clock. While an employee's income is capped by the number of hours they can work, an asset-based income has no ceiling. This is how they escape the time for money trap. Building this doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow, deliberate process of acquiring one cash-flowing asset after another, like building a wall brick by brick. But over decades, that wall becomes an impenetrable fortress of financial independence. Habit number 9. They practice philanthropy as a quiet duty. For old money, philanthropy isn't a PR tool, it's a moral obligation. It's not about getting your name on a building to show how generous you are. It's about quietly giving back to the society that allowed your family to prosper. New money philanthropy can be very public. Think large, highly publicized donations to trendy causes, often with a press release. While the impact is good, it can sometimes feel intertwined with personal brand building. Old money philanthropy is typically discreet and long-term. They often support institutions they've been connected to for generations, universities, museums, hospitals. Their giving is consistent year after year, with or without public attention. Many of the most significant donations are made anonymously. They see their charitable giving as another form of investment, an investment in the cultural and social fabric of their community. They also involve their children in the family's charitable foundation from a young age. This teaches the next generation that wealth comes with a profound responsibility to others. It frames wealth not as a means for personal indulgence, but as a tool for positive impact, reinforcing that idea of stewardship for the greater good. Habit number 10. They are masters of patience and the long game. In our world of instant gratification, patience has become a superpower, and old money has mastered it. They think in decades, not days. This long-term perspective is their greatest competitive advantage.
You see this most clearly in how they invest. They aren't day traders chasing hot stocks. They follow a disciplined buy and hold strategy, investing in high-quality assets and letting them compound for generations. They have the emotional strength to hold on through market cycles, buying when others are panic selling and resisting the urge to sell during bubbles. But this habit goes way beyond finance. They apply the long game to their careers, businesses, and relationships. They know that building anything of true value, a company, a reputation, a strong family, takes time and consistent effort. They don't get discouraged by short-term setbacks because their eyes are fixed on a distant horizon. This radical patience is a form of self-control. It's the ability to delay gratification today for a much greater reward tomorrow. While the average person might splurge a bonus on a vacation, the old money heir might invest it in a fund they don't plan to touch for 30 years. They're not playing to win for the weekend. They're playing to win for the century. Habit number 11. They mandate rigorous financial education. One of the biggest reasons fortunes are lost is a lack of financial literacy. The kids grow up surrounded by wealth but have no idea how to manage it. Old money families combat this with a deliberate education plan. For them, financial literacy isn't an elective, It's a core subject. This education starts early. It's not abstract theory, it's real-world money management. Children learn about budgeting, assets versus liabilities, and the power of compound interest as soon as they're old enough to grasp it. Many families give their children a small investment account to manage. This provides a safe space to learn about risk and markets with real, albeit small, stakes. Teenagers are often invited to sit in on family business meetings, not as decision makers but as observers. They are being trained to be responsible stewards long before they inherit anything. They also encourage a strong work ethic. It's common for kids in wealthy families to get summer jobs, often outside the family business. This ensures they develop their own skills and understand the value of an earned dollar. By the time the wealth is passed on, the next generation isn't just receiving a check, they're receiving a responsibility they have been trained their entire lives to handle. Habit number 13. They automate and delegate to buy back time. For most people, the goal of money is to buy things. But for the truly wealthy, the ultimate goal of money is to buy time. They know time is the only resource they can't get more of, and they guard it fiercely. They do this by aggressively automating and delegating any task that doesn't require their unique skills. This goes way beyond hiring a cleaner. They build systems to handle the friction of daily life. Bills are on autopay. A house manager or personal assistant handles everything from scheduling and travel to managing the home. This isn't about laziness, it's about efficiency. Every hour they spend on a mundane task is an hour they can't spend on strategic thinking, educating themselves, or being with their family. They know we all have a limited amount of good decision-making energy each day. By eliminating trivial choices, they save their mental bandwidth for the decisions that really matter. While many people try to do everything themselves to save money, the wealthy happily spend money to save time. They see it as a high-return investment. If paying someone $50 an hour frees you up to do work that generates $1,000 an hour, the math is simple. This focus on buying back time allows them to achieve a level of productivity that is simply out of reach for most. Habit number 14. They maintain poise and emotional control. The world of high-stakes business and finance is a roller coaster. One of the defining traits of the old money class is their ability to stay calm and composed no matter what. They are masters of emotional regulation. You will rarely see them display overt anger, panic, or even excessive excitement. Their demeanor is consistently level. This emotional stability isn't a sign of coldness, it's a sign of strength and a powerful strategic tool. In a negotiation, the calmest person usually has the upper hand. In a crisis, a calm leader inspires confidence. This self-control is practiced everywhere. They don't engage in petty arguments. They handle conflicts quietly and directly. They listen more than they talk, observing and gathering information before they speak. This habit is tied to their long-term perspective. They don't overreact to short-term news because they've seen it all before. They know that both bull and bear markets are just temporary phases. Their emotional discipline allows them to stick to their strategy without being derailed by fear or greed. This composure projects a quiet confidence and authority that commands respect far more effectively than any loud outburst ever could. Habit number 15. They value experiences over extravagant possessions. While their lifestyle is certainly comfortable, old money often directs their spending toward a different kind of luxury, unique and enriching experiences. They know that the joy from material things is fleeting, while the value of memories and personal growth is permanent. So instead of another sports car or a bigger diamond, they might spend their money on educational travel. Not just a week at a resort, but maybe a month-long trip to study art in Florence or take a conservation safari in Africa. The goal is to return with more knowledge, not just a tan. Skill acquisition. Investing in learning challenging skills like getting a pilot's license, learning to sail, or mastering a new language. These pursuits build confidence and create a more well-rounded person. Private, meaningful gatherings. They'd rather host an intimate dinner party for their closest friends than throw a lavish party to impress hundreds. They value quality of connection over quantity of guests. This preference for experiences is also a way to build family bonds. A shared family trip to the Galapagos creates a deeper connection than buying each kid a new gadget. And science backs this up. Studies consistently show that spending on experiences brings more lasting joy than spending on things. The quietly wealthy have known this for generations. They invest in their life story, not just their balance sheet. So when you put it all together, a clear picture emerges. The world of old money isn't defined by what they buy, but by what they value. It's a culture built on discipline, discretion, and a relentless focus on the long game. It's the patience to let wealth compound over a century. It's the quiet confidence that doesn't need validation from logos. It's the wisdom to invest in yourself, in your mind, your health, and your relationships, knowing those are the only assets that truly last. And it's the profound sense of duty to act as a steward for generations you may never meet. These habits aren't secrets reserved for the elite, they are principles available to everyone. You can start today by choosing quality over quantity, by dedicating 30 minutes each day to reading instead of scrolling, by practicing discretion and showing grace in your interactions. True wealth, the kind that endures, isn't an outcome you stumble into. It's a character you build. It's the sum of thousands of small, quiet, deliberate choices made day after day. It's a silent game of chess, not a loud game of poker. And by learning to play it, you don't just change your finances, you change the entire trajectory of your life and the lives of those who will come after you. What's one habit from this list that you could start working on this week? Share it in the comments below. Reading through the experiences of this community is one of my favorite things to do. And if this video resonated with you, consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell. Thanks for watching.